Before we begin, I just want to say that this will be my last one-shot before I start working on the next full-length commentary. It's just I couldn't get this one moment out of my head. And yes, this is the same video Doodletones just covered. And I very much liked that commentary, don't get me wrong. Hell, I didn't even baselessly accuse her of homophobia, say I will not back down on these accusations, and then say I'm distancing myself from a community I've consistently claimed I was never a part of after watching it. And I hear that's actually a very high bar these days. But there was one point that she missed, and it's been bothering me ever since I first saw the original video. And for those curious, no, it has nothing to do with the political segments. Instead, it has to do with Blaze quoting something he clearly only half remembers.
My quote, Enter, what I said previously still stands. You honestly should just fucking quit. You clearly don't even care anymore, and you have admitted that you don't make reviews for fun anymore, but instead because it's your job.
Okay, I happen to know where Blaze got Mr. Enter saying that making his reviews feels like a job, and Blaze completely misunderstood what Mr. Enter was saying. For those who don't know, this comes from Mr. Enter's second review of Rocket Monkeys, where he was talking about a long stretch of burnout, which he was feeling during his original review of Rocket Monkeys.
Between the episodes of Animated Atrocities 92 and I think 99, I was really hitting burnout. And with a couple of exceptions, this was one of my least favorite stretches of videos. I remember it being a particularly tough time, and I had a hard time slogging through. I was clearly running out of steam.
In the review, Mr. Enter noted the following.
I do actually remember what got me out of that funk, and this is going to seem completely backwards. I actually turned what I'm doing here into a job. A lot of people will say that something has become horrible and routine and repetitive to them when it's quote-unquote become a job. But no, by turning this into a job, it helped me take this a lot more seriously, and it encouraged me to put a lot more effort into what I do here.
Enter wasn't saying that reviewing had no longer become fun for him. In fact, he specifically rejects that notion slightly earlier in this same video.
And yes, despite how loud and angry and abrasive I can get, I do usually enjoy what I'm doing here. There are exceptions, like, say, Brian's a bad father or Mega Babies, but if I didn't enjoy this at all, I wouldn't be doing this at all.
He was saying that he had been inspired to up his production values, to become bigger and bolder, and to just overall put more effort into his reviews. Blaze, if you're going to quote something, especially if that something was said multiple years ago, it's very important that you go back and double check just to make sure the context doesn't completely change the situation. For all you know, it might have actually been the antithesis of what you remember.
No! Hey, you're doing that thing again where you take everything I say out of context. You're trying to make it look like I think Coolsville sucks. No! Don't record that!
All Fred Jones had to say was,
I think Coolsville sucks.
in light of the city's recent chaos,
I don't think you intended to mislead anyone, I think you just misremembered, but at the end of the day, Blaze, you gave your audience the exact opposite impression of what actually happened. And considering how many times Doodletones caught you just simply not knowing the details of the video you were talking about, it really raises the question, do you actually rewatch these videos before you talk about them for lists like these? I remember you once said you watched every video you commentated on about 5 times. But do you even re-watch the videos once before you put them on lists like this? Because the amount of mistakes you make is honestly just baffling. Hell, we can tell that you recorded this over multiple days by the fact that you consistently keep changing the hoodie you're wearing all throughout the video. Could you really not have just taken a couple minutes, went back, and checked to make sure that you didn't misremember some very important aspect of the video? This video just feels rushed overall, which, again, is a very weird feeling to have about a video that was recorded over multiple days. But to put this simply, Blaze, I know you're better than this. I know this was just one mistake in your career, and I'm just giving you some advice for next time. Again, it happens to all of us, but the fact that it happens so consistently in this video is honestly kind of jarring.